Turning now to Capitol Hill, while members of Congress are out of town on recess, get ready for a potential government shutdown. This will not be our first shutdown, and it will be painful to many in our nation. Plus, it's embarrassing. The world is watching, and a shutdown tells the world that our leaders can't handle our nation's finances, nor can they do any financial planning. And with a likely government shutdown rapidly approaching when the fiscal year ends on September 30th, you might expect that topic to be front and center when the Republicans hold their first presidential debate this week. Of course, that topic is after several of the debaters first used their time to throw verbal punches overtly or covertly at the no-show candidate, former President Donald Trump. And how much of a risk that our government will shut down on September 30th? I think it's high. Punchbowl News reports that House members are currently scheduled to be in session for only 12 days in September. Doesn't give them a lot of time to work. The Senate is returning to session on September 5th, while the House is out on September 12th. And when the House is called into session on September 12th, its majority party, the Republicans, have a big problem convincing some fellow Republicans to vote for a continuing resolution to fund the government past September 30th for a short time. Earlier today, the House Freedom Caucus issued a list of demands concerning the possible continuing resolution to short-term fund the government. Quote, "We will oppose any spending measure that fails to cease the unchecked flow of illegal migrants, address the unprecedented weaponization of the Justice Department and FBI, and end the left's woke policies in the Pentagon undermining our military's core war-fighting mission." House Freedom Caucus member, Texas Congressman Chip Roy joins me. Good evening, sir. And if you hold to those requests, is there any chance there's going to be a continuing resolution on October 1st?
Well, good to be on the show, Greta. You know, I was in Boone, North Carolina yesterday, and I thought of you when I went by Samaritan's Purse offices there, and thanks for your service there. And I bring that up for a reason, because I know you've got a heart for people around the world and migrants that we're seeing getting abused by cartels and getting sold into the sex trafficking trade because our country refuses to do its job. Americans dying from fentanyl poisoning. I'm on the front lines in Texas, and we've got an administration at war with my state. We've got them funding litigation to stop Greg Abbott from doing the job that Homeland Security is supposed to do. So you daggum right. I think we need to do our job to hold the line and secure the border. I think we need a Department of Justice that's not politicized. Your panel right before me was very eloquently explaining some of the problems of the Department of Justice. And we need a military that's actually focused on its mission. So to answer your question, yeah, there could be a shutdown if Democrats continue to be partisan and continue to not carry out the wishes of the American people. And secondly, if Republicans refuse to do what they always campaign on. Republicans always campaign on doing the things like I just described, but when it comes to the actual time to fight, they want to kind of retreat into the bushes. So look, we'll see what happens. We think we ought to fund government properly.
All right. Well, you have a razor-thin majority in the House, obviously, and the Senate is obviously Democrat. Do you have you spoken to Speaker Kevin McCarthy about this? Because he's got the job of herding the cats, so to speak. He's got to get everybody on board because of that razor-thin majority that he has. Have you spoken to him about your demands?
Of course I have. It's the only honorable thing to do. I talked to Kevin today. I talked to his staff regularly. Look, we'll keep working on moving forward, and he has a tough job of herding cats, as you say. But look, going all the way back to the agreement in January, after all of the drama on the floor of the House, one of the key considerations was ensuring that we return overall spending to pre-COVID levels. Let's get the bureaucracy shrunk. We were also very clear about what we believed we needed to do on the border. And look, we've made a lot of progress, but the administration is completely stubborn and recalcitrant and uninterested in doing their core job of securing the blessings of liberty, securing the border. And we've got to hold the line. It's our job to hold the line. Look, Greta, the status quo is unacceptable. A continuing resolution at 2023 levels that funds Alejandro Mayorkas, who sat in front of me and smirked and lied under oath. I'm not going to let another girl get sold into sex trafficking or another Texan die from fentanyl poisoning because that son of a gun refuses to do his actual constitutional duty. My constitutional duty is to use the power of the purse to tell him to pound sand.
Congressman Chip Roy, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Greta. Take care.